Thanksgiving is always such a busy day in the kitchen. You're cooking, you're baking, you're roasting that turkey, and making a side dish shouldn't be that big of a task for you. And that's why I love this simple dish. It's oven roasted sweet potatoes, and I toss it with fresh and dried herbs and then some butter and oil, and it turns into this wonderful, delicious dish. Aromatic and so flavorful, and it's sure to be a big hit at the dinner table. Now for this recipe, I don't have exact measurements for ingredients because it can really work for any number of people. If you have more guests coming to dinner, you can increase the number of ingredients. If you have less, you can just make a smaller recipe. For this video, I'm using 3 fairly large sweet potatoes, and I've cubed them into 1-inch pieces. You can actually peel them and cube them ahead of time and then just cover them completely in cold water as I've done here. Now I have some fresh rosemary. I also have some fresh thyme, and I love fresh thyme. It's one of my favorite herbs. Also gonna need some sea salt, some black pepper. I also use dry basil leaves. I used a little bit of garlic powder, and we also have a little bit of paprika, and it's gonna add a little bit of the extra color. I also have some avocado oil, and I prefer to use avocado oil because it's great for cooking at high temperatures and it doesn't have an aftertaste. We're also gonna need a little bit of butter. Now I know I said this recipe is oven roasted sweet potatoes, but I'm going to show you a trick to decrease the cooking time. I actually start cooking the sweet potatoes on the stove top. I'm going to transfer these into a fairly large pot. Let's be careful. All right, and I'm going to cook this for about 10 minutes. And you want those potatoes to start turning tender, but not all the way through. So they're going to have a little bit of firmness left in them. I'm going to season the water with just a little bit of salt. And when these are done, we're gonna come back and I'll show you how you can season them with all the herbs. So I've pre-cooked my sweet potatoes and I boiled them for about 10 minutes, and you can see they're just starting to turn soft on the outside, but they still have a little bit of firmness. That's just the way we want it. Now go ahead and preheat the oven on 350 degrees, and I also have a baking sheet ready to put my sweet potatoes onto. All right, and now I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and I do about a tablespoon per sweet potato, and we're gonna pour that on top. And then we're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of oil as well. And this is gonna add just as a coating and as an adhesive for all those herbs to stick onto the potatoes. We're just gonna give it a quick toss. Okay. And now we can start adding some of our herbs. And I'm gonna go ahead and destem some of these fresh thyme sprigs. Just like that. You just pull down on the stem, and the little leaves come right off. And we're also gonna add some fresh rosemary. Just peel it right in there. Also gonna season this with some freshly ground black pepper. And I love freshly ground pepper because it just adds so much flavor, and the aroma is amazing. We're also gonna season with lots of salt. Just sprinkle it on top, and you can also give it a little taste throughout the cooking process. Make sure it has enough salt. We're gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. We're also gonna add some dried basil leaves. And again, just eyeball everything. If you want more spices, add more spices. If you have a particular spice that you really like, I would go ahead and add it too. And just a little bit of paprika adds a little bit of that red color, which is perfect. And I'm gonna toss this all together. You wanna really coat all the sweet potatoes so everything has a little bit of herb on it. I'm gonna just pour this into my baking sheet. Just like that. And you wanna get a spatula and just scrape out any of those herbs that were left back in the pan. Just like that. We're just going to spread this evenly across the pan, just like this. And then if you like, I like to add a little bit more freshly cracked black pepper on top. Just add a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more salt. Now I'm going to go ahead and place this into the oven, and I'm going to bake it just until it's nice and tender. And at the very end, we can even turn on the broiler just to give the top of the sweet potato a nice golden crisp color. I just took these sweet potatoes out of the oven, and the aroma is just unbelievable. They smell amazing, and they're sure to be a great hit for dinner at Thanksgiving. I'm gonna give one a try. And they just look amazing. I put them under the broiler for the last couple minutes just to crisp them up a little bit and give them a nice golden color. My favorite Okay, now we're gonna transfer this into a nice serving bowl. And if you're not planning to serve them right away, go ahead and cover them with a little bit of foil just to keep them warm. You can also keep them in the oven. I'm just gonna finish transferring all the sweet potatoes here into my serving bowl. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post new videos every single week, and you can see more recipes like this one. You can also visit my website to see more recipes.